Islamic State has been increasingly resorting to suicide attacks, using many of its youngest recruits, according to the latest Pentagon-backed report. RT's Ilya Petrenko can bring us more on that.
In the blink of an eye, a car full of Islamic State hostages is reduced to ashes. A typically brutal Daesh murder video, but with an unlikely executioner. A 4-year-old boy pushing a button this time. Only this weekend, a new Pentagon-backed report revealed ISIS has been sending a growing number of youngsters on suicide missions. And also, more and more children are shown in ISIL propaganda videos, like in this gruesome clip. The headline-making report found twice as many children and teenagers were killed and eulogized after such operations in January 2016 than in the same period last year. The details provided were truly shocking.
A new report is out on the use of ISIS child soldiers. The majority of them were killed detonating improvised car bombs or as soldiers in the battlefield.
But the findings also featured the nationality of the dead children, something I haven't seen on the front pages. Most are obviously Syrians and Iraqis, yet besides them, a French, an Australian, and 2 Brits. We don't know exactly how the researchers identified their origins, but it's no secret there's been a slow yet steady flow of British families boosting Daesh.
These are usually young, able men who are willing to fight, young, able women who are willing to provide help, who believe that the kingdom of God is coming, the caliphate is coming, and those people just pack everything they have, take their families and go specifically to the likes of Daesh. It looks like a well-established system indeed. The estimates on the Brits who are engaged with the Daesh are somewhere around 800. But again, these figures probably do not tell the truth. Probably it's twice as much.
All 12 of us have made it to Syria. And why should this number be shocking, when there are thousands and thousands of Muslims from all corners of the world that are crossing over land and sea every day to come to the Islamic State?
The statement was released on behalf of the Manan family from Luton last summer, whose supposedly harmless voyage to their homeland of Bangladesh ended up in Turkey. That's where all traces of them were lost, including the children, one of whom was just a year old. And here are the Dawood sisters of Bradford, who smuggled 9 of their children across the Turkish-Syrian border, some as young as 3. The woman said they could no longer see a future for their kids in a changing Britain. And just a few months later, another family from the same city vanished with their 5 children, aged between 5 to 15 years, after buying one-way tickets to Turkey.
All these families are passing through Turkey when there's a high-profile case attracting a lot of media attention. The Turkish border police stop the family, but most of the time they are waved through.
Turkey couldn't care less as long as they fight against the government in Damascus. That's what they want. So why would they want to close the borders? Because it is not in their interest to stem out terrorism and militancy from Syria. Turkey would still be used as a sort of route or main route for people who would want to join the Islamic State or whatever Al-Qaeda affiliated group.
Ilya Petrenko, RT.